What's up, everybody? Welcome to your favorite podcast. I'm Rook,
And I'm Arkan.
and we are here today to bring another wonderful week of conversation. Uh, we did record like 3 days ago, so our weeks aren't going to be really exciting, so to speak. But I think our
Depends on
main
what you
topic,
consider exciting.
yeah, true. We are going to be talking about a few random topics. It's not a set in stone topic this week. So, anyhow, how was your 3 days?
Uh, Outside of work, being a dumpster fire and everything blowing up all at once, I played Hightail. That was fun. I've been working on a lot of things. I built a massive, we'll call it a mansion. It's kind of a mansion. It's
It's a
huge.
farmhouse.
It's huge. But it I don't know if you've seen or not, but that top one of those top rooms that I didn't know what I was going to do with, I put a a forgotten temple portal in there, so I can just
Nice.
go straight to the forgotten temple for my house now. I don't have to
Nice.
run all the way over to that other one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't really gotten any of the fancy stuff in my house yet. I'm still working on it.
Mm. I talked to I talked to the creator of the Endgame mod,
Mhm.
and he said that the the Endgame dungeons that are broke right now are not on his end. They're on Hightail's end.
Really?
But he said it's supposed to get fixed with a patch that's supposed to come out like within the next week. So we're just gonna have to live without those dungeons for another week.
I haven't even been focusing on anything game related outside of building my nice little dungeon.
Yeah. But I added a couple more mods because it's what I do. I like to make the game. We're kind of creating our own world here. And I figured,
Mhm.
if we're gonna have our own world, we gotta have some form of economy. So I added this economy add-on yesterday that I'm it's going to take me a little while, but I'm working my way through it. And I'm like wandering around killing stuff. And as I'm killing stuff, I'm making sure to add it into the economy mod
Mhm.
so that basically all the mobs now drop money. They drop a set amount of copper, which if it goes over 100 copper, then it's 1 silver plus however many copper, whatever, right?
Okay.
So it's a copper, silver, gold system. So 100 copper is 1 silver, 100 silver is 1 copper or 1 gold. So each of the different mobs will drop money, and I have them based into tiers. Like low level mobs drop like between 1 and 25 copper, and then mid tier mobs drop between like 25 and like 75 copper, and then like the higher tier mobs drop a little bit more than that. And then there's like the boss mobs that drop like a couple silver each
Mm.
to make it worth killing the bosses. And then there's like a few like really high tier mobs that also drop like boss tier loot or money loot. But then there's also a shop that like if you can go into the shop, and right now the only thing I have in the shop is the different tiers of leather, like medium or there's light, medium, thick, storm hide, and then the other one, the prismatic hide. And they all cost more depending on up to the tiers. I think the prismatic hide costs like 2 gold each. So they're like not as easy to get. Like you have to farm a lot of mobs to get 2 gold. And then there's also an ore shop that does the same for all of the ores. Actually, I think right now I only have thorium, cobalt, adamantium, mithril, onyxium, and prisma. But prisma costs like 20 gold a piece because that's like end game top tier, and
Yeah.
you need like I think it's like 4 to 8 or 4 to 9 pieces or something like that to make each piece. So yeah, you'd have to farm a ton of gold to be able to just make it that way. Plus,
Yeah,
they
that
also take the hide the prismatic hides and stuff too. So it just kind of helps out a little bit.
yeah.
But
Now we need NPCs.
that is another add-on that I'm looking at. I'm trying to figure out which one is like the best one. And there's also another like add-ons to add like quests. And I was also looking at another one that meshes with the RPG leveling one that
Hmm.
gives you like you can put like points into skills.
Okay.
So like you can increase like your swords, or you can increase your mining, or you can like, and you can like kind of choose a class type of thing based on it. I think there's one for like magic and stuff too. So I've been kind of looking at those and just seeing if they would mesh with our what we got going on. I don't know.
They should.
Rook over here sending me out on saying we should add guns. I'm like, what?
I added it
Guns?
because that didn't just have guns, it had other historical weapons in it.
You added it?
No, I sent
Oh,
it to you because it had
oh,
no, yes, it had guns. Hey, at least I didn't throw like Star Wars stuff at you.
yet.
Yeah.
Look at these lightsabers we can add. Instantly melt through any mob. Cut their arms off.
No, I was thinking because I'm trying to once I'm done with my base, I've just finished my storage room today. So I got one room left I need to do. And then once that's done, around the redwood forest, I'm gonna replant all the trees that Finn ran around chopping down.
Gosh,
And
did he
then
really?
no, there's like 4 or 5 where you can see where the trees used to be right on the other side. I don't know if that was Finn or us
It
early
it
game,
might have been like us early game because I know I chopped some down early game.
but I'm gonna replant all of those, but space the trees out more so they grow really huge, make the redwood
Yeah,
forest really huge. I'm gonna around the tower, I'm gonna build a village, but I gotta figure out how to do it to where the mobs don't spawn in the middle of the village.
I don't
Because there's
know if you can affect mob spawns or not.
I don't know, but we'll find out.
But if there are, then that'd be cool. I mean, it'd be chaos, but it'd be fun.
Come out your front door in the morning, and there's a archer right there waiting to shoot you.
Waiting. Yeah, there's like over by my farm. There's like two spots where there's skeletons, and they wander over by my base sometimes.
Yeah, but those things are weak over by your base. I'm in the redwood forest where it takes like 4 or 5 hits to kill something.
For you,
I'm only level 10, so
yeah, I think I hit 34 yesterday.
by the way, we're talking about our levels, and I'm in an area that's recommended 50 to 75. So the scaling for combat isn't the most accurate.
I mean, it kind of is. Like I can get wrecked there if I'm, well, not really with my armor, but like I that's where I go to level is over by your area.
Yeah, I fight the bears and stuff because I've learned that with the two-handed axe, you can knock the enemies backwards and just keep swinging. They can't get close to you.
I found this really sweet spot, and I put a portal there. It's called like I think the portal's called like leveling area or something like that.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So if you go there at night, I go there at night, and there's this one area where these skeletons will pop up in like 5 different places,
Mhm.
all like within like maybe 50 blocks, a 50 block radius, and they like will pop continuously. So you just keep killing them all night long. And I went there last night, and in one night cycle, I got from level 30 to level 34.
Nice.
Yeah. It's insanely good XP. Just farming all these skeletons. I had like 4 or 5 stacks of bones and like those cold essences or whatever, the ice essences that they
Nice.
drop, and like 2 or 3 stacks of arrows from the archers that spawn. But yeah, it's really really good experience. That's where I love leveling there. That's why I put a portal there. But
Might go there. I might go there tonight. I'm not sure yet. I've been right like I said, I've been focused on building my base. I haven't really done much leveling. The leveling I got is getting the materials and killing the enemies around my base so I could actually finish building.
that's fair. I mean, I'm at a point now where I kind of need to level. Like, I want to level a bit so that when those dungeons actually work, I can go into them and mess around in there and kill like big bosses and stuff.
I want
Like,
to
I went
level
into a
son.
couple cheese ones, and they were pretty fun, but they're like timed, which is kind of cool. Plus, I
Nice.
did see another I saw another add-on that is like, it's called like high dungeon or something like that, that adds a bunch of different dungeons to the game too, like for leveling and mid tier stuff and some higher tier ones. So I'm thinking about that one too. Like, why not? We're creating something here. This
Hmm.
is our brainchild.
We are. We're making a world we can escape into.
Yeah.
And it's been fun. And for somebody who doesn't play a lot of Minecraft, it's been a fun game for me.
Dude, you should see this new glider I made. It loves it. But it's okay, so it's like a regular glider, but it's a little bit faster.
Hmm.
But it has an ability on it where um you use the dark essences or whatever you get from killing creatures at night, you know?
Void essence.
Yeah, the void essence. It uses 5 of those, but it launches you like 100 feet into the air.
Hmm.
So you can like run and jump and glide and then hit that immediately and like scale up mountains. Just you just shoot up.
Nice.
It uses energy pretty fast, but so you got to be careful, otherwise you fall to your death. I've done that
A
a
few
couple
times.
times, but yeah. And I figured out a way to cheese dragons. That was kind of fun. I was in the fire area and I got attacked by a big giant red dragon.
I need to go see this dragon, see if it's worth going to.
Yeah, it's hard, and it shoots fireballs that take like. I'm in really good armor. I have 2 pieces of Prisma armor now,
Hmm.
and and Mithril armor, and this thing takes like a third of my life with 1 fireball.
Wow.
Yeah, he's tough, and he shoots like 5 fireballs at once. So if you get hit by all of them, you're dead.
If you get hit by 2 of them, you're dead.
No, it's only a third of my life. I'd have to get hit by 3.
Just stand in water.
Nope, doesn't work. It does set you on fire though, so you got to like immediately use a health potion or like a food or something. But I found that if you build yourself like a little box
Hmm.
that and like clear out one little spot that I can throw my spears through,
Cheese
that
him.
he's too big where he can't get to me. So I can just sit there and hit him. But the problem is sometimes he'll like walk around you and then like you got to break out another spot and peek out and chuck your spears.
That's so cheesy.
But he takes like 35 hits with my spear to kill. And I have an Onyxium spear, which is the highest level spear I can make. And he takes
Oh, wow.
35 hits. He's not easy.
Not easy being cheesy.
Yeah. It is really cheesy. I found a lot of ways to cheese, like for real. Like you get in places like when the hard monsters kill you, you like make yourself a little like way, like you put like 4 blocks up where they can't reach you and you just stand up at top and throw your spears down at them.
Hmm. Yeah, I did that. I did that earlier. I went up to this cliff. Apparently, they can't jump 3 blocks or 2 blocks because this guy wouldn't. I was 3 blocks up and I'm just smacking him with my axe and he can't hit me. And I'm like, come on, hit me. And then
Try
I
it.
got a little close
Bring
to
it.
the edge and he smacked me.
And you're like, stop hitting me.
Exactly.
Knock it off.
But no, I actually enjoy the game. I do want to. I was watching this Minecraft build that can work in this game, but to build it is going to be a ton of time because the outside is 100 block long circle.
Cool. How do you make a circle?
Uh, the way you do in Minecraft too, you just offset
Oh,
blocks.
I gotcha. So
Yeah,
kind of a circle. Yeah,
it looks like a circle.
my house is, I think, 40 or no. Well,
It's
I think
like
it's
the length of
50
your.
blocks wide
It's about 2 of your houses long. From and that is the
in a
diameter of.
big dome.
Yeah.
You're making yourself
Not a dome, it's like a
are you making
tower.
the Technodrome?
Dude,
That would be cool.
that would take so long to build.
I know.
But no, I watched somebody make in Minecraft because I'm getting my ideas for some of these builds from Minecraft. But they built Minas Tirith from the
Oh man,
ground up. The walls,
dude,
everything.
that would be so tough. It looks so cool though. I
It
saw
does look cool.
somebody I saw somebody that did like a block for block recreation of the entire city of Stormwind from World of Warcraft in Minecraft.
Wow, that had to have been time consuming.
Man, you'd have to like literally be have both screens up and like yeah, you go into like the inns and stuff and it looked exactly the same. Like it was a block for block recreation. It was nuts.
You just see the guy standing there every once in a while and wow, turn and look so he can look at the new area he's working on.
Yeah, he's just standing there AFK staring at something so that the guy could build it. But yeah, it was sweet. It was sweet.
That's crazy. I've never seen anybody build that. I did see somebody build the Enterprise.
I think you know what? I think I've seen that. Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's huge. But no, the time people are putting into this game, and the one of the guys that I was watching, he does all this in hardcore mode. So it's in survival mode. He's mining all the materials
In in
in
Minecraft.
Minecraft. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because I don't think Hytale has a
Not yet.
hardcore mode yet.
But like I
Thank
said,
goodness.
there's not a lot of build videos or idea videos on Hytale right now, as there are Minecrafts. And since it's still block for block roughly the same, I can
Yeah,
easily adapt.
yeah, yeah. It just looks a little bit different, but it's still pretty awesome. Like
Mhm.
I've seen a bunch of I've done a few really cool Minecraft builds, so that'd be kind of cool.
That's where
Ooh,
I got the idea of wanting to build this town, but where I'm at, now that I got my tavern upstairs and my base downstairs, I can start actually focus on building all of the other stuff.
you know, it'd be really cool to recreate. Is I did this build one time. It was when I had a Minecraft server with Widget, and we had like this big like base we were building underground,
Mhm.
and to get there, there was like we had like mine carts that would go down to the bases and stuff like that. And where it came into our base, I built this big giant skull, like out of stone and stuff, to where you came down through the mouth.
Oh,
It
nice.
was wicked cool, but that'd be really sweet.
There's somebody that's actually playing Minecraft as a dwarf. So he's quite literally making dwarven kingdoms underground.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Doing that, that would take some time in Hightail because even with a adamantine axe, it
Eh,
still takes a while.
yeah, not with the durability that we got on our axes,
I'm just saying it takes a while, even with one shot.
just to mine all that stuff out. Yeah, I mean, mining. I don't know. Like I can mine pretty fast with my axe. It only
The
takes
only,
like one or two hits.
it takes one hit for most areas except for the charred lands. The charred land takes
Like
approximately three
3 or 4.
hits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I actually got some of the volcanic cobble and I went down and put it in my storage room as uh some of the border and the iridescent volcanic stone as some of the flooring.
Yeah. You should check out the have you been to the Forgotten Temple and checked out some of the vendors?
Mm-mm.
Oh, there's one that has a type of wood that some types of wood that you can't use it to like make other materials, but I think you'd really like it for something like your flooring because it's like a glowing wood kind of,
Okay.
and you might like it for some of your like walls or floors or something builds.
Yeah, because I gotta figure out what I want to use this last room for. And I gotta finish my crafting room. The room's done. I just gotta do all the decoration and put all the benches and stuff in there.
Yeah, there's one that's called like a crystal wood or something that looks really like the top part of it looks really cool. It's like a glowing, almost like a purpley looking color.
Nice.
Yeah, that
So,
can be pretty shabby.
as you can tell, we've been playing a ton of Hightail. So, if you want to talk about Hightail, like and subscribe and hit us up in the comments or our Discord. Uh, but
Yeah.
which will be pinned down in the comments. Uh, well, not comments. It'll be down in the description below.
There
So
you go.
the main, I know. Forgive me, it's my first time. Uh, so let's talk about our main topic.
Which one's first?
Nerd stuff. So the first thing we're going to discuss is the most overpowered weapons in fantasy.
The most there's a few.
There's a
A
few.
few.
I would say the Death Star falls in that category somewhere.
You know, I don't know. Like, are we just talking weapons that are insanely strong, or are we talking like overhyped?
uh, overpowered, straight up.
Overpowered. So like straight up strong.
Yeah,
Okay, so I mean, obviously the Death Star because that blows up entire planets. That's pretty strong. Or the later known Star Killer base, which is
Star, which is a Death Star in a planet.
yeah, which is just a Death Star clone. Yeah, those are pretty strong. I'd give you that. Uh, the
It's right there on the tip of your tongue.
dude, well, the thing in Thor,
Which thing in Thor?
the Bifrost, where he can make portals to places, but if he turns it
Oh
wrong,
yeah,
it just like it's like a laser that just cuts through the whole planet.
yeah.
Yeah, that thing's pretty strong. I mean, I don't
That
even think
that
that's
is.
intended to be a weapon, but it's
It can be one. Let's
or in the same
see.
universe, the Infinity Stones.
Those are insanely overpowered.
Yeah, I mean, you could pretty much do it like, especially the Reality Stone, like just make anything happen that you want, like or the Time
Yeah,
Stone.
just stop time, slow down.
Yeah,
Yeah, that those stones are overpowered. What about the Halo rings? Killing all sentient life.
not
Very
familiar with the
specific.
Halo rings.
The Halo. Okay, so in Halo, you got the Flood, but the Flood is a parasitic creature that takes over bodies and kills you, takes over your body, and that's how they survive.
Okay,
Uh, the Halo rings were created by the Forerunners to kill all sentient life
well that's not fair.
because you can't kill the hive mind from Halo, the grave mind. You can't kill it. So to weaken it, they kill all. They have these rings that will go blast out and kill all sentient life, not killing all the planets and stuff. And it's like, well, that's a really powerful weapon because it is very specific at what it kills
But wouldn't it
without
kill all
destroying
them
everything.
too?
Yeah, that was the whole point of it.
Then that brings me to another one. Then what happens when you kill them all? You need the Dragon Balls to wish them all back.
Those are powerful. Just wish anybody
Wish for
back.
anything you want. Yeah, you could literally wish for anything you want.
I wish the flood to be gone. Boom, they're gone.
Really? I mean, essentially, you could do that.
All right, let's get back to a more
Weapon, like actual weapons.
actual weapon
The
or
Keyblade.
yeah, that's a good one.
My favorite thing about the okay, so like the Keyblade can be anything really because like every world you go to, it changes.
It still looks like a key.
Kind of, yeah, but it looks like a key that matches that world.
Yeah. But so it's a blade that shifts. the Halo plasma blade.
Ooh,
the
that's
the
pretty strong.
plasma sword. Yeah, that's pretty strong.
I don't even play Halo, and I know about the plasma sword.
But other ones I put on this list was lightsabers because they are pretty much plasma swords.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
they are.
Uh, but I didn't real. I put Halo, Death Star, and lightsabers, and came up with a couple of others. But
What about the Masamune?
what?
The Masamune
I know
Sephiroth
that
sword
name. Oh yeah,
that somehow just like every time he swings it gets longer. He swings it, and it's just suddenly like way longer.
and then when he's done swinging it, it shrinks back down.
It's like normal size.
Or Cloud's unrealistic Buster Sword.
I mean, why is it unrealistic?
Wield something that
Just
big
because it's
that
that big? I mean, it's just a big two-handed sword. Now the gun blade, that's a little bit more unrealistic. Really, it's a blade and a gun. Come on.
Yeah, so there's some really overpowered weapons. If you wanted to look at it, you could also say phasers, any kind of sci-fi weapon could really be considered overpowered.
What about the Master Sword?
Is it overpowered though?
I mean, if you have full hearts, it shoots lasers out of it. You can shoot a laser out of it. That's pretty OP.
True. And if you hold it out, you can charge up and swing around in a circle really fast.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of
uh,
OP.
let's see. There's all sorts of ones. All right. So I was thinking of one, now I just dropped it.
Yeah, me too.
There's some good ones in Star Trek. The phaser to me is overpowered, even though in Star Trek it's balanced. Just because you can
I
all the
don't
different
think there's
settings.
any weapon in Star Trek that's overpowered. Like they all seem kind of lame.
Really?
All of Star Trek's weapons, like if you were to take the Starfleet and put it up against stormtroopers, Starfleet would get wrecked because their weapons are just lame compared to those like anything from Star Wars.
I don't think so. I think on ground it would be a more fair fight than you think. Because Star Trek Romulans and no, just Romulans I can think of right now. Star Trek Romulans fire plasma based weapons. Stormtroopers' blasters are plasma based weapons. They
Yeah, but they're so dorky. Phasers look so stupid. They look like you're holding little like shop vac or like those little those little vacuum cleaners that you clean your stairs with. They look like they're holding one of those. Like it's the silliest looking little thing, and they're always set to stun for some reason.
now that is
Set
one thing.
phases to stun.
That is one thing I'll give Star Wars is their stun setting actually shoots a different kind of blast than a
Yeah, it's
regular
cool
weapon.
looking. It's like it's like ripples. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
But no, they got phasers that look different. Like, look at Discovery's phasers. Their phaser rifles look like a rifle, but they have a transporting sniper rifle in Star Trek that will literally beam the bullet. It'll fire the bullet, transport it right from the barrel, conserving momentum, beam it to right in front of your target so they get hit.
Why do that when you could just literally transport somebody into the sun? I mean, that's the one thing about Star Trek that always like one thing I always thought about is like you don't like have a choice. Like if somebody decides they're going to transport you, you don't have a choice. So like why don't they like when they're fighting bad guys, why don't they just like transport them out into the middle of space just for the fun of it? Like it seems like that'd be an easy way to win. Oh, they're coming at us with all their lasers. Okay, transport their pilot into space.
The way they
We
get
win.
around that is you cannot transport through shields. They have to lower shields before they can transport. There are some races that are extremely overpowered, like Q and that one old guy.
Dude, I
Uh,
just watched the new Star Trek movie,
mhm.
and when it first shows Scotty, he literally transports them onto the Enterprise while it's in hyperspace. Like,
You just combined two different universes.
I didn't.
Star Trek doesn't use hyperspace; they use warp travel.
Okay. Well, they were like at warp speed, like traveling at warp speed, and they literally transported right onto the ship as it was traveling at warp speed.
Yeah. So this is where Star Trek gets really, really weird because in Star Trek, you have combat defensive shields and then you have navigational deflectors. Apparently, you can transport through navigational deflectors all day long, but you cannot transport through defensive shielding.
So why wouldn't they have their defensive shielding up while they're traveling?
That's what navigational deflectors do. They're the ones that redirect all of the micro meteorites and stuff away from the ship. So that deflector array on the
You
front
just
of the
learned me
ship,
something.
yeah, that deflector array on the front of the ship, we'll use the Enterprise because it's obvious. That actually produces a field around the ship that just uh creates a navigation, a deflector field around the ship to keep micrometeors and stuff from penetrating. So unlike Star Wars, which I guess they always have their shields up.
Do they even have shields? Man, do they? Because like when you watch the space fights, they don't seem to have shields. They did one shot and they're gone.
Yeah, Star Destroyers have shields. Those two domes at the top of the Star Destroyers are shield generators.
Yeah, I guess the big star destroyers do, but the little ones don't seem to have anything.
Snub fight the little fighters. Uh, I don't know if they ever made it actually canon, but in the EU, they explained all the snub fighters had X wings and had defensive shielding. That was the offset for the speed that the TIE fighters have. But the TIE fighters don't have a hyperdrive or a shield. They have to be pretty much.
Interesting tangent we just went on.
I know, right? All right. So let's get back to our topic. So, what do you think the most terrifying creatures in the universes are?
We talking like made up again?
Yeah, sci-fi,
Talking
fantasy.
fantasy, sci-fi wise?
Yeah, nerdum. I mean, you can bring up real life stuff if you want to.
I mean, I think if I were walking across a planet and a rancor stepped out in front of me, I'd probably pee myself.
That is
They're
the very
pretty
first one I put on this list.
a rancor. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're pretty terrifying.
unless you're Boba Fett and you're riding one,
Yeah, I mean he had it from baby though.
or you're
Uh,
Luke Skywalker and you drop a gate on one's head.
fair. Um, a xenomorph. They're
That's
pretty
on
freaking.
my list too.
They're pretty freaking terrifying.
Dude, I would be more afraid of xenomorphs than almost any other creature just because of their ability to sneak around and analyze situations.
Yeah. I don't. You probably. I'm pretty sure you might have seen the first episode or something, but in Stranger Things, the Demogorgons when their faces open up, yeah, that's pretty terrifying.
Oh, those are beautiful though.
Mm-mm, not beautiful.
You know who I will say is not a terrifying creature?
Ewoks,
No, they're pretty terrifying. They're cannibals.
cannibals, they're adorable.
No. I was thinking Smaug. He's not terrifying.
The dragon smog.
Yeah, I'd be
I
more
mean,
afraid. I would be more afraid of a xenomorph than him.
that's probably fair.
The
It's just a
xenomorph's going to
dragon.
kill. The xenomorph's going to kill me.
But would the xenomorph kill Smaug?
That's a good question.
Or would he just roast it?
Yeah, because see, I get that one because xenomorphs don't. Their weapon of choice against the xenomorphs was a flamethrower. So,
Yeah.
let's see what other creatures are out there that we can think of as terrifying.
Did I list all the ones on your list?
The Flood from Halo is the other one on the list. Just because you
I
can
don't know
kill
what
them.
it is.
Yeah, just because you can kill the individual ones around you, but you just can't get rid of them completely. Let's see what other creatures are out there. Pokemon. Any
The Pokemon, they're not terrifying. They're cute.
Yeah,
Look at that little Pikachu.
yeah. Think of this little Pikachu mad at you. How do you think? How do you think Ash felt at the beginning? Terrified.
Sorry, my whole internet just froze up for a second. How,
Uh,
what would happen if he was mad at me?
he would shock the crap out of you.
Yeah, probably. That's why
And
you keep him happy. Or
even
throwing
happy
water at him.
hey, even happy he shocks you. Ask
Well,
Ash.
then I'll pull out Geodude and be like, listen, what now?
Let's see what other creatures and
Gremlins.
yeah, I can see it. Gremlins would be
I hope
terrifying.
so.
Gremlins would be terrifying.
Mogwai
But
are cute, but gremlins, not so much.
they're cool. They have mohawks.
Well, some of them do. They're mean.
The Landoliers, those are terrifying.
Most things from Stephen King are
Most things, yeah.
just twisted.
Well, those are terrifying only because if you come across them, you're in between time. So I would just be terrified being in between time.
Yeah,
Let's
that
see.
would be a little scary.
Uh, so some of the things that I was coming up with underneath this one, uh, I don't remember the Tyranids.
I don't know what a Tyranid is.
Give me 5 seconds to see what Google says a Tyranid is. Oh, it's Warhammer. It's
Definitely don't know what a
it's
Tyranid
it's
is.
the bug guys off of Warhammer. All right, cool. I wouldn't know so much about them. Uh,
The bug
my
creatures from Starship Troopers.
yeah, those can be terrifying. And
Especially for us, since we're roughnecks.
I know, right? That was some of the most fun I had in a while. All right, so they also one of the examples that's given here is mind flares. I don't know if you know what one is.
There's a mind flayer in Stranger Things.
All right, so yeah. How about the dragons from Skyrim?
Mm. They were
Only,
kind of
but
easy. They
only
weren't
because
really that scary.
at the very beginning they're scary, but once you realize how quickly you can kill them at higher levels, I can actually see. I can actually see that.
Yeah, they didn't really scare me that much.
No, it's actually the people in that game that scared me more than the creatures did, and
What
the
were those?
giants who smack you like halfway across the map.
What were those things in Starfield that were really creepy?
Starfield.
There's one in like the very first planet that you go, or the very
Oh,
first moon you go to.
terramorphs.
Yeah, the Terramorphs.
Those things are a pain, especially when you're only
Yeah,
using pistols or melee weapons.
right at the beginning of the game, they are scary.
Yeah, those to me are probably the second to xenomorphs. What would you get if you mated a xenomorph and a terramorph?
A Xenoterror.
Yeah, that would be crazy because if a xenomorph can get in your head like a terramorph can, you're doomed.
Yeah, Xenomorphs just get in your belly.
Get in my belly. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back.
Gosh.
Chilies. You
Where
started it.
did that come from?
Hello, Austin Powers. You said get in my belly, and that's what popped into my head.
I said they come from your belly.
All right, fine. Hello, my honey. Hello, my darling. I know you know that movie.
That's I mean,
Spaceballs at the end of it.
yeah.
When the xenomorph pops out and goes,
Yeah.
"Oh, not again."
Yeah. I do remember now you say that when he starts dancing.
Yeah, that one could be entertaining.
When that sequel comes out, I'm gonna be excited.
I think a lot of people are. That one, and I'm still anxious. Nathan Fillion and Summer Glau finally released their video
I know. I
this week.
was just gonna say, quick waylay. But they haven't announced yet.
They
They keep talking
haven't.
about this announcement. They keep saying the announcement's coming, but they haven't announced anything. Do it.
The only
Just
thing
announce
we
it.
know for a fact they have announced it is not a crossover, it is not a reunion, and it is not one other thing, and I can't remember what it was.
Podcast.
And it's not a podcast.
So it's a new season.
It has to be a new season.
And one other thing we know is that Alan Tudyk will not be in it.
As far as we know,
You shouldn't be in it.
he might be in flashbacks of some sort.
Maybe in CGI, but like he can't be in it now because he's like 30 years older.
Yeah, they just did the last one they released though was Summer Glau, and Summer Glau gets nervous, or she gets in her crazy mode where she just starts staring off into space, and Nathan Fillion goes, "That still creeps me out."
Yeah,
I shared it to you on Instagram.
I know. I watched it. You asked me if I watched it, and then I watched it.
Yeah, because as soon as I saw that, I was like, Arkan.
There's only one guy left that they haven't.
Yeah,
One major
Jane.
crew member left. Yeah.
That I wonder if he's going to do one with Jane.
I mean,
No,
that would
they
be the
haven't
last
done
one.
one with Kaylee.
Oh, yeah. I wonder if she'll come back.
I think she will because she's talking about the brown coat gala or something like that that's coming up. So she's still involved in Firefly fandom stuff. I don't see why she
Yeah,
wouldn't
but
come back.
would she? I know she's like a mom now and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't know if she
She's
would
still
have.
an actress.
I haven't seen her in anything else. Jewel Staith.
That's the name I was thinking of, Jewel. I knew the last name. The last name was coming to my head, no problem. But I could not think of her first name. All right.
You call yourself a fan.
All right. Let's see. Let's go to her IMDb. No, Wikipedia. That would be faster. All right. 2025, she did Resident Alien, 4 episodes. She did Quantum Leap. Family Law, she's still apparently that's still running, and
Quantum Leap. That show hasn't been on in decades.
and she plays the main character in Family Law. Quantum Leap? No, we're talking about in 2022. They brought it a
Oh,
soft reboot.
I didn't even know.
Let's see. Let's take a look at this Family Law because she's currently in it. Let's see. Second season premiered on May 22nd, 2023, and the third in 2025. And it's coming. That one is premiered It's the final season, and it premiered on January 8th of this year.
Huh.
She
Yeah.
plays one of the main characters, so she's still active.
Interesting. So then I guess she probably would come back, especially if her show that she's currently a star in is in its final season. That means she's going to be available.
That's probably what they were waiting for.
I bet she'll be the next door knock.
Pro- it's either her or what's his
Or
name that
Jane.
played Jane. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's one of those two. And I haven't heard what he's doing. Let's see. Adam Baldwin, what is he up to these days? Let's see. The last movie he was in was American Underdog in 2021. The
Yeah, he's
last
available.
the last show he was in was an episode. Actually, no, he's in Gunny Time, whatever that is.
He's available.
Yeah, he'd probably come back. And then
It's time.
I wish they would have done Firefly Online because that would have been awesome.
It's time.
It is. It's time.
Now
It's
we just
just
got to
not.
awkwardly stare at each other and nod.
And then the camera just zooms in. Let's see. All right. So that was let's see, we did the
Terrifying creatures
weapons
and
and
weapons.
terrifying so now think long and hard about this one.
That's what she said.
As
Anyway,
as you can see, we weren't really prepared for this episode.
that's what she said. No, okay.
All right. The most dangerous jobs in the multiverse. I'm gonna
In
just call it the
fantasy.
multiverse and fantasy, sci-fi, whatever.
King. Being a king of anything seems to be pretty
No, no.
dangerous.
Let's narrow that one down really bad. Game of Thrones being a king. Or being anybody in Game of Thrones.
Being any character played by Sean Bean.
Speaking of, I saw somebody a video on. I saw a reel on. I don't remember if it's Instagram or Facebook, but somebody 3D made Boromir on his knees with slots where the arrows would be, where you can stick pins.
Oh no, that's not okay. That's not okay.
All right, so
a ring bearer.
I don't know if that would be that. Well, that
I was joking. Well, I mean, you're
it depends
constantly
upon
in danger.
it depends upon the ring you're talking about here.
You didn't say like jobs that get you killed. You just said dangerous because, like, I mean, they're constantly being chased. That's pretty dangerous.
True. By the way, fun fact: did you ever pay attention to the number of rings that he said was given out to everybody?
Yes.
So it's 3, 7, 9, and 1. And if you reverse that, that's 1973, which is a significant date in Tolkien history. Let me look that up. I just completely forgot what exactly happened on 1970.
Probably happened in 1973.
Oh, that was when he passed away. So I don't know. I don't remember if they mentioned how many of each ring or each race got the rings in the book. It's been a while since I've
Yeah, I haven't read
read the
but I
book.
know they definitely say it in the movie.
Yeah, and then somebody
And in
pointed
Rings of
out.
Power.
Yeah, and then if you actually take those numbers 3791 and flip them around, it's the year of his death. So
Drink to ruin him all.
yeah, that's crazy. He was born in 1890. Hey, one of these days, the kids that were born in 1992 are going to look really old.
Yeah, that's true. I'm old and I was born in 83.
And we were born in the 80s.
As we were kind of talking about this earlier, but a TIE fighter pilot.
Yeah. Or a stormtrooper.
Yeah. Or a youngling.
That's dark.
Oh, yes, I went there. I went there. I went there.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Tusken Raider?
Uh,
Kill
yes
them
and
all. The women and the children.
okay. A Tuscan Raider that's involved with the capture of his mother.
I mean, even in Book of Boba Fett, the Tusken Raiders get wiped out there too. Like every time you see the Tusken Raiders, they're getting killed.
Yeah. Okay, you got a point. Uh being on the wrong side of any main character in Star Wars.
I mean, to be fair, the Tusken Raiders were the friends of Boba Fett in Book of Boba Fett, and they still got murdered.
True. I got one for you. Hands in the Star Wars universe.
Two people. Two people.
3.
Who else?
Luke Skywalker, Anakin, Mace Windu. And Mace Windu lost both hands.
So did Anakin.
Yeah. So, hands.
I saw this
Look,
meme the other
there's
day
nothing
that's
to
like,
lose your head over, all right?
I saw this meme the other day that was Luke Skywalker talking to Obi-Wan, and he's like, tell me how my father died. And he's like, well, let's just say he wasn't very good at the floor is lava.
Yeah, I've seen that meme. It's like, oh my God. Let's see.
Outside of Star Wars. Pick something non
The
Star Wars.
original
You said one
series,
earlier.
the original series, Starfleet red shirts. Unless you're a
Yeah.
main character.
Yeah. Unless you're Wesley.
Or Scotty. Scotty wore a red
Scotty?
shirt. He was a red shirt in the original series. Because in the original series,
I thought he had a yellow shirt.
operations in the original series, red shirts were engineering and all that. Yellow shirts were command, and blue was still science and medical. They swapped them in TNG for whatever reason. What other dangerous jobs? There's just too many.
Researcher on Jurassic Park.
Being a lawyer on Jurassic Park.
That too. Being anybody on the island on Jurassic Park.
True. Being a tech guy on Jurassic Park. Yeah.
Oh, every scary movie ever. The Babysitter. Babysitting? Mm-mm. You just don't babysit in a scary movie. You're gonna die.
Yeah. I can't think of a scary movie that had a babysitter where the babysitter didn't die. Huh.
Well, Nightmare on Elm Street. She lives through like all the movies.
Starfield. Being not the Crimson, but what's the other one? Just Space Pirate?
Spacers.
Yeah, being a spacer. You're gonna end up dying a lot in that one.
What else? I'm trying to think of.
There's a lot of universes I've been in part of. Oh, I forgot one of the most terrifying creatures in the universes. Have you played
The answer
Mass
is
Effect?
probably yes.
Have you played Mass
Yes.
Effect? You know the Reapers.
Yes.
The Reapers.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't think about
They're
them
pretty
until
terrifying.
just now. Yeah, well, they're pretty terrifying every 50,000 years, and they're also fighting them is one of the most dangerous jobs you can have.
Yeah.
Or being a colonist on Eden Prime.
Being a hunter in Supernatural,
That's pretty terrifying.
pretty dangerous job.
I I won't mind being a hunter as long as I'm working with Dean and, what's his name? Sam.
Sam
Yeah.
and Joe. Probably don't know Joe. Do you know Joe?
Yeah, he's one of
Nope.
the
You're already wrong. Joe's the uh I don't know how far did you make it into Supernatural?
uh, around the first season and started
No.
watching more, but then I've watched bits and pieces of it here and there.
Well, they end up going to this roadhouse that's Ellen's roadhouse,
Mhm.
and Ellen was like a friend of their father's, and her daughter Joe. Yeah.
Let's see, what's another dangerous job? I
And
can tell you an
ooh,
annoying job,
huh.
the one that has to clean up all the mess after a video game, after the main character's gone through.
An umbrella employee, the Resident Evil series.
I know the series, I'm just trying to think if every being, just a generic an employee would be one,
Every single employee in Umbrella is either dead or turned into a zombie.
or is really rich and away from the area.
No, they're all dead. They released the thing in the like in the facility, and they all turn into zombies, and you go through and kill them all. So
Dino Crisis being the main character in that one.
that's a good game.
It is.
I enjoy that game.
What's another being
Be,
okay.
being the main character in any video game is a pretty dangerous job.
Being a Tomb Raider,
Yeah,
that's a pretty dangerous job.
yeah.
And if
Treasure hunter and in general, like Tomb Raider or Nathan Drake.
yeah, Nathan Drake is fun fact, I think we already mentioned this before, but in the movie adaptation of the Nathan Drake series, uh
Uncharted.
yeah, Uncharted, the actually guy who does the voice acting is at the very end of the movie.
Yeah. Hmm.
That was actually a pretty cool callback. Being a hell diver.
Or what's that other game?
Or being an ODST from Halo.
Oh, what's that other game? The newer one that you play with
Arc Raider?
yeah, an arc raider.
Yeah, that one's pretty dangerous as well. Or being a force user that had his memory wiped and
Being a
is
Jedi in general.
well, yeah, sure. Just being a Jedi and being a pilot in Star Wars in general.
Yeah.
Um, I'm
I mean,
trying to think.
Jedi's kind of get wiped out.
Being a survivor in the Fallout series, that's a dangerous occupation.
I mean, is that really an occupation though?
Let's see. Being one of the vault hunters in Borderlands, not the movie,
Yeah.
the games.
What movie? There was no movie.
Yeah, there's a lot we could talk about this all night. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, pretty much every video game, every character in every video game is a dangerous job.
it is. Uh, like I said, we weren't 100% prepared for this episode because it was a short thing.
Short week. Yeah, we weren't. I mean, we kind of had to record early. Why
So
did we have to record early? Oh yeah, no.
I'm working this weekend, and
Oh yeah, yeah. That
and
makes sense.
And because last weekend we didn't record on our we didn't record like we normally do because I was
Mm.
working. So,
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That
yeah.
makes sense.
And then I'm working the next couple of weeks, so we'll be recording on
Oh,
Wednesday and releasing on Monday. If
oh,
you can do that.
I we will see.
You
My
let
work just became very crazy,
you
so
let
we will
me
see.
know. You let me know. If I don't have to work because of where they have me working, I will be able to record on uh the normal Sundays, but I can take any day off in the week to I can flex one of my overtime days off in the middle of the week. So we can figure that out off air.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, even if I am on routes all the time because of this craziness, like I should still be home by like 5, 6 o'clock at the latest. Anyway, I'll just be super tired. So
I could probably talk
I'm
about
like
this.
this.
I know, right? I can probably talk about this. I want to bring a couple of these up because I was on Chat GPT. Sometimes I'll hit up Chat GPT, see what it gives me for concepts, for ideas, and then I will go and either use it as a baseline and then we'll build up the episode from there, or I will just ignore it. Well, this week, it gave me one called Multiverse Patch Notes, version 4. uh, It's version 420. AI tried having a sense of humor, and the Star Wars ones will just give you an idea of what it came up with. And it was the Force got an update, and it's written like a video game update when you're looking at the uh what do they call that? The list of all the updates and whatnot. And it goes the Force precognition slightly reduced to prevent Jedi from predicting entire plots. Force lightning damage reduced by 15% against heavily armored Sith Lords.
Sounds like update notes for like Star Wars: The Old Republic.
I know, right? Darth Vader mobility increased by 10%. Dramatic hallway entrance ability cooldown reduced. And then breathing sound volume increase for intimidation effect. For Luke Skywalker, it said Farm Boy skill tree now unlocks piloting bonuses earlier. And then removed exploit allowing players to destroy planet killing weapons on first attempt.
Removed exploit.
And then they have one for the Death Star. It said exhaust port vulnerability patched. Thermal exhaust ports now require authentication before accepting torpedo inputs. I was looking at that, and that one right there is what actually made me laugh the most.
That is pretty funny. I always
Accepting
wondered how they built this elaborate Death Star that had just the perfect little exhaust port that went right into a perfect spot where if you could fire one torpedo in there, and how does the torpedo go in and then turn and go down?
Yeah, I have no idea how it did that. You could say it was Luke guiding it by the Force, but
Nope, he didn't have that yet.
yeah, he did.
Not that much. He wasn't that strong in the Force yet. He didn't get that strong in the Force until like Return of the Jedi.
The Force was involved with those torpedoes going in the hole. That
Maybe
is the
that is what Obi-Wan was saying by if you strike me down, I will become stronger than you will ever imagine.
turns the
That's it right
torpedoes
there.
in.
I can make the torpedoes go down the hole.
Well,
Never thought I could do that, did you?
Rogue One, the Star Wars story, did a decent job of actually patching that plot hole as to why there was a very obvious weakness.
Oh yeah. I always forget about that movie.
That movie actually was a really good movie.
It was, but okay, so that movie suffered from I don't care syndrome. Like it was a very good movie and it had a very good plot, but it like I could not care about it or any of the characters because I knew that at the end of it they were all going to die. because none of them were in the story after that. So I knew that these characters, I couldn't make a connection with them because I knew after this movie, these characters were gone.
See, for me, I actually knew they were going to die, and I still enjoyed it.
I didn't care about them. Couldn't care.
You know who I felt
Maybe if I
sorry
went
for?
back and watched it again, I'd like it a little bit more.
You know who I felt sorry for the most in that movie? Those X-wing pilots stuck underneath the shield at the end.
Yeah, don't remember. It's been so long. I gotta watch that one again. I'll make it a point to try and watch it.
The one that the Star Wars movie that hurt the most that I wish they would have done as a TV series was Solo, a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, that one was
That
that was a
was
rough movie.
a rushed movie. There's he has so much backstory, and you're going to try fit it in 2 hours.
Yeah, that would have been a good TV show, probably. I mean, but
Okay, let me be on. I'll be honest. What's his name played a very good Lando Calrissian.
oh yeah, Donald Glover.
Mm-hmm.
He does very good in any role he's in. But
Fair.
so I got a question for you
Shoot.
before we wrap it up for today. This weekend, assuming I'm not too terribly tired, I have a lot going on. But this weekend is the Midland Comic Con, which is just kind of a small event,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm debating if I should go or not. Should I go?
You should go.
You think so?
Yeah, because I was actually looking stuff up recently.
They don't have like cool guests or anything like that. It's just like a small event, but it's like I think I might go. I know Friday my wife and I are volunteering at a daddy-daughter dance. Well, my
mm,
daughter's also volunteering. But
she's
or
volunteering
Friday
or
night
she's going.
she's volunteering because she needs volunteer hours for
Ah,
National Honor Society.
okay.
So she's volunteering with us, and then but Saturday and Sunday I kind of got open, so I'm thinking I might go.
So I work this coming weekend, and then I work the 14th. And
14th, which
yeah,
is that
hold
weekend
on,
you work?
hold on, I'm doing math. Yeah, 'cause yeah. So I work this weekend, and I work the weekend of the 14th. The weekend of the 21st is free, and according to
Yeesh.
fancons.com schedule in Texas, they got Game Fest 2026 coming out, and I want to go to that. And I'll probably take my Rode mic with me and actually record while I'm there because it looks like it's going to be interesting. It's all
Yeah,
about,
ours is not as that cool. It's not worth it.
yeah. Well, this one is board games, console gaming, and RPGs. So I want to check that one out. Then, when is the next one I want to go to? Obviously, I want to go to uh, the fair, the Scarborough Fair. Um, I'm looking for Dallas FanCon, Fan Expo Dallas. Since that's the closest to us and it's probably the cheapest for us. If we want to try planning for both me and you meeting up in Dallas, Texas to go to that, that's
Yeah.
that's Sep- that's September 11th.
September.
Yeah, it gives us
Oh,
time.
yeah, that's a bad time.
Okay. Well,
Dang it.
I'm trying to think of conventions you and I can go to. Either I
I know.
travel or you travel.
Well, September 8th is my son's birthday, and then September 14th is my anniversary. So I don't think I would be able to go take time off to plan a trip to Dallas right
Yeah.
before my anniversary. That
Let's
would not go
see.
well.
There's I don't want that one. No, we're not going to look at the furry con.
FurryCon, we
I'm
could
look
dress up.
I switched over to the Michigan conventions. See what's
Oh,
going on near you.
I mean, there's Grand Rapids Comic Con. That's the biggest one in Michigan, but that's way late in the year.
Let's see. You got your retro game anime, really cool. Fur Camp, Michigan. The Cherry
Fur
Capital.
Camp.
I don't know. The Great Lakes Comic and Anime Fest. I don't see the Grand Rapids listed on here.
It will be. Grand Rapids Comic Con is usually like toward the end of the year, like October, November.
They don't have anything in October. Well,
Let me see.
'26. April 10th through the 12th is the Kalamazoo Comic Con. And that's what comes up when I type Grand Rapids Comic Con. Did they rename it? No audio, buddy. All right. So while Archon fixes his mic, let's see. Zoo. Okay. There we go. All right. So it's October 29th through the 31st. That's not good. Yeah, it says it switched over to your headset. Oh, that works.
Okay, I guess I'm using this for the rest of the show. I don't know why my mic stopped working. It got no, it's
Well,
plugged in.
well,
But anyway, what I was saying is it shows under vendor info that it is from it's November 13th through 15th, 2026.
yep. So I can potentially save up time to go, fly out there and go to that.
I mean, we were talking about going last year, but it just didn't work out.
No, I didn't. But this year, I think it'll work out.
Okay. Well, I mean, we
But
can figure it out.
yep.
Well,
Anyhow, y'all got to hear us figuring out what conventions we want to go to. So
yeah.
we'll get to see how that goes because it's been a while since we've gone to a convention and hung out.
Yeah. Well,
All right. So it is time to bring this and wrap this show up. It hasn't been the most constructive show we've done, but
it was fun.
It was a fun, laid back show. If you want to reach out to us, hit our Discord. I'll have it linked down in the description on YouTube. But if you're listening to the podcast version, it is discord.gg/raw podcasts. Also, if you want to reach out to us for anything business related, interview requests, or anything like that, just hit us up on our email, which is
podcastraw@gmail.com.
thank you. My mind went blank when I was saying that. And then, as always, y'all have a great day and stay nerdy.
And make sure you give us a 5-star review on YouTube.
Yeah, and like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Have a great week, guys.
Peace.